Welcome back everybody, my name is Mike and this is Tech404. Welcome to the Xiaomi Laser Projector Definitive Review. A native 1080p projector with 4K and HDR support, 2 years of R&D to get this product to market, costing around £2,000. We're going to see if this thing is actually worth buying. Stick around, this should be good. So this is the most expensive projector that we've had on the channel. The last one was the Xiaomi H1, so I've got no expectations. I'm going into it just as blind as you guys are if you haven't watched this review. The remote control, power lead and the projector, some documentation and a microfiber cleaning cloth are the only things you will find inside this box. By the way, the projector weighs 7 kilos, ridiculously heavy. Let's check out the projector. So once I got the projector out of the cardboard box and got it on the bench, I was staggered by how beautifully stunning this projector looks. It almost looks like Apple and Xiaomi got together and had a baby. The exterior of the projector is all white. The gloss, for once, I actually like. There's a black accent along the front of the projector which houses an array of 4 speakers. The 4 speakers output a total of 30 watts and the speakers have been DTS and Dolby certified, so that's a good start right there. Moving on to the side. So on the side of the projector, again, that ABS body carries on. There is a scroll wheel, as you can see. The projector has 3 feet. The back feet of the projector does not move, but the 2 located on the front edge next to the speaker, they can be adjusted up and down using the scroll wheels provided. The ABS body on the back also has 2 outlets for heat dissipation and 1x USB 2.0 port, so you can plug in peripheral devices like a control pad or an air mouse. That side port is also more convenient, so you don't have to reach around the back of the projector if you just want to play a quick clip off a flash drive. Those large perforated sections on each side of the projector really come into their own for heat dissipation. Now, after continuously running that projector for about 1 hour solid, I just left it running in the studio. The temps were around 21 or 22 degrees Celsius. Now, after that hour, at the hottest point of the projector, it only went up to between 30 and 32. It never went over 32, so that was a really good result for Xiaomi. Now, in terms of port selection, you've got the power adapter. Again, it's that 3-pin weird one. You've got 3 HDMI ports. Now, the last HDMI port, or HDMI port 3, has ARC support. So if you've got a home theatre system that has a HDMI port on the back, you can actually pass through the audio through that. So that is HDMI ARC. USB 3.0 port. You've got your audio video in, and then you've got your AV in. You've got a split diff in as well. So if you've got an optical cable, so it's always better. Whenever you can, use an optical cable to power your audio device. HDMI ARC support will be just as good usually, but you can actually plug it in via an optical cable. You've also got gigabit Ethernet LAN port built right into the back of the projector. All very good stuff. You can also use that USB 3.0 port to power an external hard drive like this Seagate 2TB drive. I had no issues, not even playing 4K playback. Everything ran absolutely smooth. Now, moving away briefly from the build quality and how the projector looks, let's talk a little bit about the tech inside this little box. Now, what Xiaomi have done is they've paired with Aptronic. Aptronic actually makes theatre-grade equipment for cinemas over in China, so to have that inside this projector is, trust me, a really good thing. This paired with a DLP chip from Texas Instrument creates an 85% NTSC colour overlay, which is responsible for that image that you're looking at right now. Now, in terms of ALPD, we'll get into that a little bit later on in the video. In terms of daytime performance, this projector also delivers thanks to the 5000 lumens and the 3000:1 contrast ratio. Now, what you're actually looking at on screen is 3:30 in the afternoon in the UK. Kids have just come home from schools, they're playing their cartoon, lights are on in the lounge, lights is coming through the blinds. Absolutely perfect, no issues. Taking a look at the top of the projector along this black strip, you can on the top you can see a little LED indicator light. Now, located on the left and the right side of each projector on this image, you can see 2 little infrared sensors on either side of the lens. So as soon as a foreign object enters, the central lens part of it automatically, almost instantaneously, dims the brightness level to avoid any damage to eyes. So, especially in a scenario, if you've got this in your living room and the children are running around, they get too close to it, it'll automatically lower the brightness. Fantastic. So let's address the next elephant in the room, the noise output, because let's face it, that will be a big factor in your purchasing decision if you're looking for a new home theatre. We're going to use a noise level here, noise meter, sorry. I'm going to put this on a tripod and let it settle. Ambient room noise at the moment is 28 decibels. On a tripod, we're going to put it 1.5 meters. I think it's just over, honestly, and it's pointing directly to the projector, which is switched on. And you can see that the noise has gone up to about 36 decibels, never hitting 37, which is a fantastic result, almost near silent operation. Then I decided to go hook it up to PC. Now the PC is running on a GTX 1060 this time, and we've got most of the settings cranked all the way up with anti-aliasing, all of that good stuff switched on. Now we're going to run Doom. Now I will do a separate video showcasing a few other games like we did with the XGA H1. Talking of the XGA H1 at 1080p, with this thing, it was definitely brighter and the image looked a lot sharper. Not massively sharper, but definitely notable. Now in terms of input lag, it was just as good as the XGA H1. Now I have no doubt that it's going to be around the 25 to 30 milliseconds. I will do further testing. Now I'm not going to actually reveal what I found out on this video because I want to test it further before I tell you guys that the experience is as good as I'm claiming. But in terms of brightness, contrast, and the actual there's no stuttering or frame shredding or anything like that. The experience was solid. Absolutely fine. I played this solid for about an hour and a half and it was fine. Input lags testing will be coming on another video, so stay tuned for that. Now just to give you guys an idea, here's a little RGB test, so I'll skip it to the start and you can see that the red not only fills the screen, it obliterates the surrounding area. That's how bright this projector can get. It's nothing like the XGA H1 or any of the other projectors we've tested. Here's a little audio sample coming from that speaker in front of you. I was a big fan of the speakers on the XGA H1. This thing delivers an experience very similar, just as good. Now initially setting up the projector was really annoying because everything's in Chinese. I already knew that. It's easy to add English to some of the sub-menus, especially on your settings menu, because that's predominantly what you're going to need to access. There's a whole lot of apps and stuff going on within the menu. Some of it which works, some of it is only aimed at the Chinese market and you have to have a subscription service. But there is an easy way to actually add English into the settings menu and across the whole board of the projector. I'll link a video in the description that shows you exactly how to do this. Let's take a look at the actual keystone correcting options, which were honestly really simple and easy to use. So just like you did with the XGA H1 or the Z4 Aurora, you're able to pinch each corner, bring it forward, bring it in, bring it back, and it's really easy to use. And then when you click on that tick icon, you can see it saves that setting, so you don't have to go back and do it. You can also scale in, zoom in, scale in, whichever one you want to use. So aligning the image is not a problem, and it's quite nice and simple, as you can see on screen. There's no point talking too much about throw ratio here. This is a short throw projector. If you're interested, it's got a throw ratio of 2.33 to 1, so basically you can get a 100-inch image from about less than 12 inches back. That is ridiculous. In terms of what else is inside, 2GB of RAM, 16GB of internal storage, and a quad-core CPU clocked at, I believe, 1.8, which is making this projector pretty snappy. Image quality, clarity, build quality, the built-in speakers, everything is absolutely spot on. If you can get over the Chinese menus, because let's face it, if you're going to be using the Chinese menus, you should be over in China. Most people use it with a subscription TV box or something of that nature, or via HDMI into their own Android devices, but you can change the language. I will link it in the video description. But overall, let me give you some scores. Okay, so we come to the all-important final scores. So image 10 out of 10. Because of the three technologies powering this device, this is absolutely staggeringly beautiful. Every single image, every single video clip is on point. Audio 8.5 out of 10. Never going to be a 10 out of 10 because no built-in audio solution will be as good as a dedicated home theatre system, and a projector of this value requires an external system. In terms of hardware, it lost 1 point purely because an XGA H1, which costs about 40% cheaper, has 5 gigs of RAM. This thing only has 2. This is the only area I wish it would actually have a little bit more hardware, but I'm just nitpicking here, so a 9 out of 10. User experience, that comes in at a solid 7 out of 10. Pardon me, I'm losing my voice as I wrap this video up. I've given it a 7. I was going to give it a 6 because that whole Chinese menu, some of the Chinese stuff and the icons and the apps work, but some of it doesn't. But it's predominantly down to not having language support. I hope Xiaomi watch this and actually update and address this issue for a global market. If you want to go pick one up, links are in the video description. There's also an offer code. And if you like this video, smash the like button and check out part 2, which will be coming out soon. My name is Mike and this is Tech404. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.